For years, a Valley man has been in court suing the naturopath who performed liposuction on him, arguing he was botched and saying the naturopath isn't qualified to perform the surgery at all.
Now a judge has made a decision in the case that includes references to the I-Team's Bianca Bono's reporting about Arizona's liposuction loophole. Bianca joining us live in the studio with more on the story and something that you've been following for a while.
For several months now, and Arizona naturopaths have the widest scope of practice in the country. But according to Arizona law, the practice of naturopathic medicine involves non-surgical methods, though the license does allow for minor surgery. The question is, are surgeries like liposuction, Brazilian butt lifts, and even breast enhancements considered minor? Therein lies the loophole.
So I was interested in helping Bruce.
Attorney Robert Gregory was intrigued by his client Bruce Tucker's case, a man who says he was left botched by Valley naturopathic physician Dr. Jose Ortiz during liposuction. One of Gregory's first questions, why was a naturopath performing a cosmetic surgery?
You just can't go out and anoint yourself. I'm now a cosmetic surgeon. We could find no law anywhere that would say that a naturopathic medical doctor can do liposuction surgery.
According to the naturopath's response to the suit, Ortiz has been doing liposuction since 2009.
How has this been going on since 2009 and not been addressed and remedied?
The case was filed back in 2019, and for years they've been fighting it. Now a judge has thrown out 4 of their 5 claims, including medical negligence and unlicensed practice of medicine. The only claim that still stands is battery. Ortiz and his attorney declined to go on camera but applauded the decision, saying in a statement, quote, "The court properly dismissed 4 of those counts and the remaining count does not have merit." Gregory says the claims were dismissed because of a loophole in statute that apparently requires him to find another naturopath who also performs cosmetic surgeries to serve as an expert witness. But it's unclear that any naturopath is qualified to do so.
What happens when that naturopathic medical doctor is practicing outside the scope of their license? That begs the question, what kind of expert do you need?
Gregory had a naturopathic physician and a plastic surgeon prepared to testify against Ortiz, arguing that naturopaths are not qualified to perform liposuction. But here's the problem. A judge ruled neither of them are acceptable expert witnesses under Arizona law because the naturopath has never performed liposuction and the plastic surgeon who has performed liposuction isn't a naturopath. The judge, Stephen Hopkins, wrote that he shares Gregory's concern that a physician practicing far beyond the bounds of his area of practice could remove himself from scrutiny. But the court does not have the power to rewrite the statute.
That's one of the reasons it has to be changed.
Gregory is now teaming up with other Valley attorneys to continue their fight. First, calling on lawmakers to define the scope of practice for naturopaths and setting his sights on higher courts.
We can't leave the public unprotected. That's the overriding issue here.
And the American Society of Plastic Surgeons and the American Naturopathic Medical Association have both agreed naturopaths should not be performing cosmetic surgeries. Locally, plastic surgeons we've talked to also want the legislature to address this, guys.
Okay, so Bianca, though, what's the plastic surgery community's biggest concern about naturopaths performing lipo?
Their biggest concern, they say, is patient safety, and they really point to the fact that these are major surgeries in their opinion because there's a risk of major complications. And they really also point to the difference in education. Some plastic surgeons we've talked to had up to 16 years of education before they practice. Leading naturopath programs are 4 years, typically after a bachelor's degree.
And Bianca, you've done a ton of reporting on this, and you have another story that you're still following up for tonight on 12 News at 10 o'clock.
We do. We've learned that Dr. Jose Ortiz was the subject of a recent board investigation. We'll be taking a deeper look into that case coming up tonight at 10.
All right, we're looking forward to seeing exactly what happens with that. All right, Bianca, thanks so much.